Good morning, everyone. Good evening for you guys. Well, what are we on? Round 3, 4, 5? I lose track already. But today we have Melbourne Storm versus Canterbury Bulldogs. The odds are not looking too great for the Bulldogs. So I'm expecting a fairly dominant Melbourne Storm victory here. If you look at the previous games this round, there haven't been many close games. So hopefully we'll get a close game at least. But we will see. Thank you everyone for joining me so far. This is second NRL game that we've watched so far. We watched first game of this first week of the season. We watched, then we had a couple of AFL, and now we're back to NRL. Hi, John. I'm assuming we're gonna get the regular rugby league fans in, the ones I don't see at the AFL games. Hi, Shane. Up the doggies. That's what we're saying. Up the dogs. Storm or Bulldogs. If I'm going with the odds, I think it has to be Melbourne Storm that we go for. But we are, 12 minutes and 20 seconds off kickoff. Wow, how the hell have we got 20 people in already? Jesus Christ, that's quick. No, not all. Rugby union as well. Rugby union. If you haven't already seen, Brad, this one for you is your rugby union. If you haven't already seen, if you checked out mine and Charlie's vlog from yesterday, where we went to see London Irish, amazing fun that was. Gus thinks Storm by a week. I would say Storm by a mile, but that's the old colloquialisms. Can't get that out. Hi, Rich is up early. Rich is up early as well. 6:53 in the morning here. Rich from England is up nice and early. So what are your predictions? So far in the chat, 86% think Melbourne Storm are going to win. I think this is probably the least close poll that we would have done. Normally the poll ends up fairly close-ish, and it normally sways as the game goes on. 15 votes, 13% think Bulldogs are going to win, or 12%. The cats are going to go crazy. I've got to get rid of them. Hold on. Oh no, Pixie's gone. I assume I want to see what the leagues are looking like at the moment. Let's have a look at the league. Rugby League, NRL standings. So Penrith doing well. Panthers doing very well. Storm are in 5th. They've played 3, and they are playing Bulldogs, who are on 2. So they're only 2 points behind. Actually, look, on paper and with the bookies, clearly it is a Melbourne Storm comfortable victory. Doesn't mean anything though, does it? It really doesn't mean anything though. So can go either way. But on paper, it is Storm by a mile. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you need access to the game, it is in the Discord server, which the link is in the description, and it is showing there on my Discord server. Fox 502. Fox 502 we're watching it on. Score predictions then. Brad's kicked off. Brad predicts 42-6. So at least he thinks that the Dogs are going to get some points. John, thank you so much, John. Let's be honest. You think I don't even need to properly read it, but you think Storm are going to win comfortably. Storm by an absolute streak. Pappy to run riot. God help the doggies. If God existed, they may need him. So I obviously I picked this game. I'm. This is literally the only time I have to watch live sports this week. It's been an absolutely crazy week, and so I thought, let's go for some NRL. Meant I didn't have to get up at before 6 o'clock in the morning to watch AFL as well. But yeah, so I thought I'd watch this game because actually, in the league, there's only 2 points difference. However, now I look at it, there may be a world of difference. Rich, there's 2 Brits, me and you, buddy. I support dogs, but I don't give them snow. John supports the dogs, but he gives them no snowflake chance of hell. That is a... John, it must be depressing being a Bulldogs fan then. If that is your thoughts on them winning, no chance in hell. Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So where have we got people from? Let me know in the comments. Where are you from? Rich is from up north in England. Where else have we got people from in the chat? Let me know. We're 7 minutes away from kickoff at the moment. Obviously from Yorkshire. Have you got a Yorkshire cup of tea? Oh, redheads from Tassie. Joby's being very non-specific when he says Australia, even though Australia is the size of America or size of Europe. That is not helpful. Oh man, this may be this game may be good for scoring tries. Just very one-sided. Can you leave her alone? Geelong, Florida. We got someone from the United States. Florida, oh my word. Ballarat. Okay, Big Oz. You're not confident. No one is confident, it seems. Literally no one is confident. We got Queensland, Sydney / now Dublin. Oh man, people are not confident. We're just under 6 minutes to kick off. People are not confident at all with the Bulldogs. Is this going to be a massacre, or are Bulldogs going to surprise everyone? I really don't know. I really don't know. I'm really hoping Bulldogs surprise people, but by the sounds of it, it's not going to happen, is it? Because you guys have got a lot of faith in them. Now Astro is climbing up the era. Naughty boy. Papua New Guinea. Malcolm. Papua New Guinea. Nice, man. Nice. We are breaking international waters today. Brilliant. Oh, John. Surely not. Surely not breaking the 50. Sydney. Mickey Mealer. Sydney. Going for Bull. So it does seem like we got Bulldogs fans in here. Does seem like we got Bulldogs fans in here, but none of you are confident. That is a depressing thought, that none of the Bulldogs fans actually think their team's going to win. God, that's depressing to think. I do feel like that sometimes with the Southampton, though. Shanice, hi Shanice. Wrexham or Bromley for the FA Trophy, which is what we used to call the FA Vase. Or was it the Johnson's Paint? I think it's Johnson's Paint. Wrexham. That's because they've got Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney. That's the only reason. They got the celebrities. So I'm going for Wrexham. Addy, Sydney, nice. That's a good one. That's a good one. Armageddon's Fire. The only way Bulldogs will win if Storm placed bets against themselves, and they'll be throwing it. Oh man, this is painful. This is painful to watch the comments. Oh man, it's so funny. Oh god. Mackay, Queensland, nice. We got a real mix today. A real mix. That's brilliant. Haven't had many from Melbourne. Not many from Melbourne. Rich. Honestly, Rich, if we're talking about Leeds versus Southampton yesterday, thank God Saints have the best free kick taker in James Ward-Prowse, because what a player. What a player. Diamond Dogs from Melbourne. Port Macquarie? Am I pronouncing that right? Port Macquarie in New South Wales. Melbourne folks too busy sipping on their lattes. Timmy's Melbourne. Alex Sydney. Gus, Melbourne resident. Gus is here even though it kicks off in a second. Nice going, mate. Shanice, sadly, emotions do not win games. So I don't know. Between Wrexham and Bromley, I'm going Wrexham, but could be anyone's game. It probably won't be as one-sided as this rugby match. Diamond Dog. I've not watched. I didn't watch any of the AFL. I watched a little bit of the Sydney game whilst I was walking dogs. The Collingwood game. Oh my god! Wow, what a game! That was incredible. I saw it and I was keeping an eye on the score, and Collingwood absolutely fell apart, didn't they? They absolutely fell apart. Okay, you're watching on your TV, Gus. All right, guys. I said if you're in the stream, if you don't have access to the game, it is down in the Discord server showing there. You're welcome to watch there, guys. If you don't have access to it, I've got it on Fox 502. Amazing to have Fox channels. It is incredible. This is just the second. How many weeks are we in? Are we 4 weeks? Is this week 4? So I've watched first week, this week, and then I've watched AFL in the 2 weeks previous because it was the Sydney Swans and the Buddy. Yeah. So this is my second out of 4. Right, dogs are coming out. Let's get a little bit of sound. Weeks, round, same thing. Same thing. Don't be difficult. Storm are coming out. They got a few puffs of smoke. Storm is brewing / grilling. The mullets are out. Ryan Pappenhazen. Pappy? Yeah, let's call him Pappy. Yeah, let's call him Pappy. Pappy. What derby? This is all I've got this week. It has been such a busy week. This is all the time I've got, sadly. So this is the only game we'll be watching this week. Greg, don't, man. Oh, Shanice. Yeah, Shanice. especially if you're a player or staff, you are not allowed to bet. You're not allowed to gamble on football. Yeah, you're not allowed to gamble on football, and there's been plenty of examples of players getting in big trouble. Are you ready? Now, I'm going to be 21 seconds behind because they've just kicked off. Looking at the time below, it may be about 30 seconds after it gets to YouTube. The game has started. Game on. Inside the 20 for the Dogs. I'll give plenty of time checks as well, guys. So if you end up streaming on KO or in my Discord server, then I'll give you time checks. Then we can, if you're watching live, you can pause and catch up. But it's going to be about 30 seconds. 39 minutes and 20 in. Dogs have got the ball just inside their own half. I'm really hoping for a surprise, actually. Everyone in the chat has basically poo-pooed the Dogs. So I'm really hoping for a shock result. That would be brilliant. I know it wouldn't be brilliant for Melbourne Storm fans, but it would be brilliant, I think, for the game and for the watch. Big kick. Papa's got the ball. See, Dogs are putting pressure on here. Storm are stuck. They are now stuck. 5 metres off their own try line with second tackle in. Boom. Storm can't get out at the moment. They're going to try and make as much ground up as they can. And I think on their last tackle, which is coming up, they're going to try and make some ground with the kick. Here we go. Where's it going? How far? It's gone into the Dogs' 35. Not a very good kick, I don't think. That didn't really make much distance. It certainly wasn't a great kick, and Dogs have got the ball now. They're pushing up at the halfway. Some nice passing. Just trying to make ground up, Dogs are. They're inside Storm's 35 now. I don't know. I think there might end up being a surprise here. Up and over. Up and over. Put a little bit of pressure on, but good catch by Storm just outside their own try line. I tell you, the stadium looks like quite a nice stadium. Looks very similar to Brentford Community Stadium that me and Charlie went to watch London Irish at last week. Storm are driving in. Fairly simple tackle though by Bulldogs there. Still in their own half though, Storm are. And they're running out of tackles. This is the last one. They're going to try and kick. Get some distance. That was okay. That was a little bit better, that kick. Uh-oh. Dogs fumble it, but manage to recover. Have I been keeping an eye on Super League? I have been. I have been keeping an eye on the Super League, Rich. And, well, St. Helens have obviously been dominating, haven't they? And it's good to see, though, that there are a couple of teams keeping track. The problem with St. Helens, everyone they came up against, they've just destroyed. And so it's not really been... St. Helens games especially haven't really been a game that I've been that interested in watching because, you know, it's been so one-sided. Like, so one-sided. I don't know how St Helens did this week. I'll have a look now. Yes, yeah. We're going to have a very good start. The level on points now with St Helens, aren't they? But have they faced St Helens yet? That's the problem. What games have we had so far? Yeah, the problem is, as I said, St Helens are so good that no team stands a chance against them, it seems. And the games are so one-sided. Dogs have got the ball. They're on their last challenge. Oh. It went back, luckily. Dogs still have the ball. They're going up and over, and it's pressed. Not quite. Didn't see any creativity there for the Dogs. No sort of tactical ideas there. I don't think Dogs are doing too bad in the first 6 minutes here. They're pressing Storm very well. Did they? Christ, I did see they're on. Played 7 games and got 12 points. So yeah, they must have lost 1. So that would have been a real shock. Let me have a gander. Yeah, I didn't know they lost to Toulouse last week. That would have been an interesting one, actually. I need to have a gander. Hang on. Good tackle. Dogs are putting the pressure on here. Dogs are really putting the pressure on. They've on their second tackle and they're inside 5 metres. It's getting held up. Getting held up. Tackle 4. 2 more plays. Storm have got a good position here to get some points. Dogs have got a good position here to at least pick up some points. 5 metres out and they're on the last tackle now. Last tackle now. Oh! What's it get? No. 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 Couldn't quite make ground. Couldn't quite make the ground there. Coach and Magic. So I did see the new Storm logo. Good point there. However, when putting it onto for the thumbnail, it looks absolutely dreadful. It doesn't look right. You can't see much of it due to the colours. So that is why. I'm still trying to look back at the St Helens one. St Helens. God, that would have been a great game to watch on the 19th of March, St Helens Toulouse. I wish I watched that now. Christ. Ah, she Pixie's down there. But she'll end up walking on everything. 31 minutes and 20 seconds gone. The Dogs have shown some fight here. They have shown some fight. Dogs with the ball. Third tackle in. At halfway. Knock on. Knock on. Storm ball. Yeah, definitely some signs of life, signs of energy from the Dogs here. They've been pretty impressive, but once again, this what you quite often see is with two mixed match teams, especially in rugby, whether that union or league. You can quite often have, so for example, if we have Storm here, they can soak up as much pressure as they can, wait for the Dogs to tire out, and destroy them in the second half. And that's probably what will happen if the game carries on like this. Hello, Pix. Storm have got the ball now. They're actually in the Dogs' half, which has been rare for the first 10 minutes. They've hardly even been in the Dogs' half this 10 minutes. So inside Dogs 30. Pape. Out to Coates. Pape. Yes. The first attack from Storm, and it is a try. Oh, Pape. Well, this is quite often the problem, I think, with weaker teams, is that it only takes one attack to break through them. Storm created plenty of space. They played it wide to the wing, but even then, there was only Coates and Pape that were attacking, it seems. And there were about 5 Dogs players, and they just couldn't get them down. Oh, John. Oh, hang on. John, morning, mate. 18 minutes past 7 in the morning over here in England. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you so much. So, it's... Oh, I got an itchy eye. 4-0 to Melbourne, going for the conversion. Let's see if he can do it. Very poor defending there from the Dogs. Really poor defending. It was about 4 or 5 on 2, and they just couldn't take Coates down. And Pape is going to be taking Pappenhausen. Nice tight angle. Yeah, Ammy Park definitely looks a little bit like Brentford Community Stadium. Can Pape do it? Pappenhausen. Swinging round. In you go. Nice. Very good. Nice, good swing on it. 6 points, Melbourne Storm. Very poor defending from the Bulldogs there. 6-0 after 27 minutes and 51 seconds. Oh, we got some big deals for some big contracts here that they're talking about. He is doing very well. 11 tries in 7 matches. He seems a very reliable player to score tries. Alex, yeah, potentially. I'd like to get tickets. To go to the Super League final for sure. So I'll be looking at doing that later on in the year. Oh, big tackle. Yeah, and if I can get some World Cup tickets, that would be great as well. See England win the World Cup, right? Fingers crossed. Might not happen, right? Might not happen. Dogs with the ball in their own half. Dogs are all of a sudden looking a little bit sluggish. I think that try has taken the wind out of them. At halfway with the Dogs. Well, surely England in the World Cup can at least reach the semis. Surely we can reach the semis.
It's such a tough one because the Dogs come there knowing that they don't have the skill of the Melbourne Storm, that they need something to try and break over this defensive line.
Yeah, this as soon as Storm scored that try, the Dogs looked very, very sluggish.
This is a real throw off the dice early in the game on what looked to be a tough one to.
So what are we looking for here? Let's have a look. Didn't touch that.
Just watch here.
Oh, a finger from Jesse Bromwich.
The finger of Pangai at the last minute on that one there.
What are our verdicts?
Back towards his goal line.
What do you guys think?
He does knock the ball back. We're just seeing where that touches Jesse Bromwich's hand before it's knocked backwards.
Yeah, in the little juggle, there was 3 or 4 bobbles of the ball here from Pangai Jr. There might have been a suggestion of just one finger from Bromwich just there before that final touch.
What do we think? What's the decision going to be?
Going backwards or forward? You'd imagine it was going backwards. Watch it again there. You see that little rip of the fingers? In fact, it's Bromwich
Jesse
playing at the
Bromwich
ball.
has stripped the ball out with more than 2 players in the tackle. The challenge is successful.
Well, challenge successful.
The Bulldogs, but Tavitas, he's come here in the mood this afternoon where he feels like he needs to make a difference. He's trying to create, he's trying to get that arm free all the time. He needs to be selective because if he doesn't get it right...
Challenge remaining 1-1. That's a successful challenge for the Dogs there.
Points on very quickly. Chance now though for the Dogs inside Melbourne's half.
They're inside Melbourne's half now, and they've got all of their tackles remaining. They're going out for a line out there.
See where he lines up here. He's on that right-hand side.
They've made some distance. 20 metres out. Dogs with the ball.
Inside the red zone for the Bulldogs. It's Thompson. Play it here for Marshall King.
25 minutes 30 to go.
Back to Pangai Jr. 7 offloads.
Second tackle. 10 metres out for Dogs. They're putting pressure on. Can they find anything though? Oh! Oh! Look. Dogs squeezed through. But then there was 5 players. That is brilliant defend. Interception. Dogs have got the ball back. They don't know what to do. God, that went from Dogs to Storm, back to Dogs. 6 metres out. First tackle. Dogs have got the advantage here. The set restarts. Second tackle in. What a frantic bit of play. But incredible defending from Storm. How they managed to get 4 men behind that ball then before number 9 Marshall King actually got to the try line is incredible. What brilliant defending from them. 2 tackles left. They've gone for... No. No. Some really, really good defending from Storm. Because that was a huge chance to score a try then for the Dogs.
Gets in behind the line and accelerates, and at the last minute he's there because he knows that Ocar's coming through. It was brilliant work from Ryan Pappenhausen.
17 tackles now inside the Storm. 20 on.
Huge! Absolutely huge catch.
Top of the goal square.
Brilliant. Why wouldn't you go there? You've got that target.
But there are signs, though. If you're watching this, there are signs. There are signs that the Dogs can break through.
With no one through, says the referee, so the Dogs have it again. Burden needs to take a tackle here and then gets a shape on either side of the field in the next few plays. Marshall King waits.
Dogs, 30 metres out. 5 tackles remaining. It's certainly been a frantic first half so far. 22 minutes 50 in. He recovers it. He just about recovers it.
Can't take advantage of them to this point. Marshall King off the back of the Burden.
I said, if anything, it's going to be the Storm's defence that win out here.
Two plays gone here.
I just can't see Dogs breaking through this line.
Breaking them up from Marshall King to Waker. Luke Thompson on where that bell out by
What normally happens is when I say something, either the opposite happens or what I say happens.
Solomona and also Kafusi. They stop him 10 away from the Melbourne line. Marshall King, Pangai Jr. goes to Duffy. They're flat on the right hand side. Look at the speed.
Oh, good burst of speed. But there's so many Storm players behind the ball. They're not giving any space for the Dogs. No space at all.
Backwards, fires it to Marshall King. Still 4 tackles left in this set.
Dogs don't look like they know what they can do to break through here.
Plays it quickly. Marshall King, Duffy. Straight to the touch judge. It's incredible.
Yeah, I should be streaming in Discord. Hang on. I must have disconnected. There you go. Sorry, John. It is in Discord. I just put it back on. It must have disconnected for some reason. Don't know why. But yeah, it's there on Discord.
Kenny Bromwich is out of position. He gets in, he fills in, he makes that extra number, forces Duffy to throw over the top. Some huge plays from Ryan Pappenhausen defensively to start this game.
21 tackles now they've had inside the Storm 24.
So yeah, if you don't have access to the game, guys, then join the Discord server down below. And the game is showing live there.
Goal there. Give away a penalty. Melbourne get a cheapie. Coming at them once again.
Yeah, that'll frustrate Trent Barrett. They've had huge blocks of possession, and whilst they haven't scored, the one thing that they are doing is taking plenty of petrol out of the tank of the Melbourne Storm early in the contest.
I don't know if that's true. The commentator saying that the Dogs are taking plenty of wind out of the Storm early on, but I don't think they are. If I'm honest, it looks harder for the Dogs to attack than it is for the Storm to defend. So I don't think that's necessarily true that they're tiring the Storm players out. I don't think they are.
TC Bromwich. Ball comes free again. There were 3 in the tackle this time. I think Pangai Jr. couldn't help himself.
I think you're right, Warren. And that's back-to-back penalties now, and all of a sudden, the Melbourne Storm are going to be camped.
Shanice, if I'm honest, I'm not really an F1 person.
Done him a disservice.
F1's not really my thing, if I'm honest.
Melbourne love restarts. They love an opportunity to set up their attack, and I think they'll go exactly where they went the first time. I think they'll set up on this left.
So Storm play the ball out, 20 metres out, and they play. Storm are on the attack. All of their set.
This man is on the field. The cheese is on deck. Brandon Smith is out there playing.
15 metres out. Storm with the ball. 10 metres out now. 4 tackles remaining. Do you know what? This thing, Storm, you can just hear the energy. Oh, Pappenhausen, that was close. This is only really Storm's second attack, and they've got that aura about them. They look dangerous, look like they may score. Old eye rocker, bloody hell, idiot. He'll probably watch it. He likes cars. Hold him up. That's a try. It's on the line, isn't it? Is it an on-field try? Let's see. Yeah, there's a try. I think that highlights the point I just made, that was only their second attack, I think, in 22 minutes. And the Storm looked dangerous. The aura about them, and just, they put the Dogs on the back foot there. They really do put them on the back foot. And they look dangerous every time. I think this highlights the whole thing of, you know, you can have as much possession as you like, but it all depends on what you do with it. He sort of rolled and then rolled down, didn't he? Jaden, I don't know if there's beef his way, but if we're talking about him, it disappoints me that all he will do is kiss arse, basically. Yeah, Irocker will kiss arse, be a typical American, and pretend everything is amazing. However, I'm not prepared to tell you everything is amazing. I'll tell you what I think of everything. The channel is ROBREACTS, and therefore I want to have fun with you guys. I want to have jokes. I want to have sarcasm that, you know, we guys get. The fact that guy is making a hell of a lot of money and can't even be bothered to upgrade his technology, his camera and things. It's embarrassing, I think. Right. Easy one for Pappenhausen. Pappenhausen, easy conversion. And it's 12-0. It's 12-0 within 17 minutes. And I'm pretty sure someone in the comments, I can't remember now who it was, but someone in the comments predicted a 50-plus scoreline for the Storm. They've still got to get a few tries this half, but it's only going one way now, isn't it? This is only going one way, and it's going to be a one-sided game. The Dogs have got majority of the possession, but they can't break through the Storm, can they? They cannot break through Storm. Their defence is fantastic at the moment, the Storm is. So 16 minutes and 40 seconds remaining on the clock. I almost feel bad for the Dogs. Yeah, I almost feel bad for the Dogs because this is painful. All the possession and no idea. Absolutely no idea what to do with it. Even now, Storm have got the ball and they look dangerous and they only had one tackle left. So Dogs with the ball on their 20. And Storm are really pressing them. Storm are really pressing them in. Keeping them in their own quarter. So basically, Jaden, your thoughts are, because your team lost so badly, you need another team to lose worse, right? I assume that's what you're getting at. As long as my team isn't the team that loses by the biggest scoreline, we're okay. See, Storm have got the ball and they look so dangerous already, and they're only just in the half. 14:50 left. Oh, that looked forwards. Yeah, mistake from Melbourne. I don't think it's going to make much difference. But that is a mistake. He almost could have afforded to go down to the floor and have the tackle rather than offloading.
both slipped, and Munster accidentally came back on the left side, the back of the ribs there of Matt Duffy, causing the blow. I don't know there was...
The Storm fans in the audience do not look very engrossed in the game.
between Remus Smith and Averillo. Averillo very athletic, and so too Remus Smith, former Bulldog. And a number of times now where Averillo's gone low to try and cut him down, and he's getting that right arm free, trying to get the ball to Coates. That time it was forward, but I think you'll keep...
So Dogs have got the ball now inside their 40. I want to see a try. I really want to see a try from the Dogs. Just to tighten the game up a little bit. I don't want it to be a runaway game. I want a close game. I always want a close game. Unless it's Southampton playing or Swans playing. Or London Irish playing. Well, you say that, Julie. You say you feel sorry for Josh Adokar. He clearly wasn't good enough for the Storm, obviously. I'm assuming, unless he really thought the Storm were going to do well. Maybe he was promised lots of things by the managers. Oh, that wrapped round his neck. Oh, well, you can't feel too... Well, I don't know. At least he's living with family now then, look.
But the Dogs' attack is just going to the middle and back to their left. To the middle, back to their left. They've seen something in preparation out towards Jerome Hughes.
Where is Canterbury anyway in Australia? I know where Canterbury is in UK, but where's Canterbury in Australia? Dogs have the ball. Knock on. Storm back with the ball. That's a shame for the Dogs there because they would have still had 4 tackles remaining. Sydney way. Okay. Well, you say that, Chris. You say left money. You've got to feed your family. You've got to support your family. This is the thing, actually. So sometimes you can't begrudge. You can't begrudge players for moving for money because sporting careers are not long, are they? You know what? Like if you look at football, probably 33 is sort of the age of retirement-ish. And that's a long time. That's a long time then without a proper profession. You then have to find something. So you can't always blame players for moving for money, I don't think. If someone's willing to pay it, you know. Hi, Graham. Nice to have you here, Graham. Well, Julie, hopefully number 5, Adokar, actually gets to show off his speed. But at the moment, the Storm's defence is really good. It is far too good. That's all. That's okay, Chris. Yeah, cool. So it's for family and possibly money as well. I think that's the interesting thing, isn't it? I know domestic flights in Australia aren't very expensive, but it is a huge distance, you know, sometimes. So it's almost like if you're in Melbourne and then you know your family are in Sydney, for example. That's a real distance, isn't it? What, that's a nine-ish hour drive. So that is as good as for example, me living down south in England and my family are up in Scotland. And it's a distance that you have to sort of overcome. It is a long distance sort of relationship. Well, I've been constantly told that domestic flights in Australia are really cheap. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that'll be a bit trickier when we come down under. Hi, Stephen. Thank you. I love it. I do love League. It's a little bit awkward sometimes when I say I love League watching a Union game. Or if I say I love Union whilst watching a League game. Hi, Troy. Hi, Troy. That was high. Nice to see they're cracking down on it, though. Nice to see they're cracking down, because rugby league, I've always got the impression from watching that they don't really... There's less rules on protecting players with things like high tackles. And I think there is still less laws, as in punishment and deterrence, than in Union. Because in Union, you get a high tackle and more or less it's a red or yellow. But here it was just a penalty. Michael, not your real name, obviously. If you want to watch the game, it is in the Discord server down below. I'll be calling the game plus chatting. It's a live watch along. So if people want to talk to me, then I will discuss with them things. Melbourne 10 metres out. Storm are 10 metres out. See, they just look dangerous. Storm are now... No, has he lost it in the tackle? Mm. Oh, knocked it on, didn't it? Just slipped out of his hands. Just slipped out of his hands. Otherwise, Storm had a decent chance to get a try then. See, yeah, so that's what I heard, that obviously in Super League they had a big crackdown. That's very disappointing, John, if that is the case where the sort of coaches have complained. But you saw what happened in Union, didn't you? You saw what happened in Union, you know, especially not this Six Nations, but the Six Nations before last year in 2021. They really cracked down on high tackles. And you have to just, you know, players and coaches will learn. But you must protect players. You must protect players in sports like this. 7 minutes remaining of the half. Dogs with the ball 30 metres out. Up and over. I think Patolo there could have chased quicker. He just went for the tackle rather than actually going to make the catch. He slowed right down and just went for the tackle. Boom. I think that's a good point, Michael. Not your real name, obviously, because you need to change it to your real name. Yeah, from what it sounds like, from what other people are saying as well, the Dogs have spent money to buy some good players, and you can see there's some sort of potential in the players there. Oh, another knock on, another error. But it's just gelling them together, isn't it? And in rugby, Union and League, there is, I think, very much the case of you need to be aware of your teammates and what's around you, and you almost subconsciously have to have that communication with them, because you're not always looking at them when you pass the ball, for example. So you need that connections. You need those connections to build. So maybe then for Bulldogs, if they've bought a lot of players in, then it's just about time. It's just giving them a little bit of time. But how much time do you have? That's the question.
So maybe the Bulldogs, having watched the tape, think that is the area of greatest weakness. If there is a weakness in the middle.
Hi Sue, thanks for joining me. You can watch it if you like. It's not too complicated to work out. It's a little less complicated than Union.
Pattern repeat a few times in this first half.
It's one area I think Trent Barrett will certainly address. Will be the options that they're taking down on the goal line at half time, and certainly their discipline. When they've had Melbourne under huge pressure with big blocks,
Well, both teams are making errors.
the pressure
I think that was the 5th or 6th error, and I think both teams are making errors. So I don't think it's one-sided on that side of things.
Four out from the break. Hughes goes to Munster. Cut out ball. Olam on the outside there of Braden Burns, who did well.
Storm with the ball.
Just outside the 20.
Pappenhausen, they are 30 metres out now. But they just look dangerous every time. They're probably not going to do anything. They've just got inside the 20 of the Bulldogs half. 2 tackles remaining. Pappenhausen out wide. Every time they attack. I think that's about the 4th attack Storm have made, and the 3rd try they've scored. Defensively, it is defensively here that the Dogs are absolutely shocking. This is some absolutely dreadful defending. Storm just sliced through them. Oh, I think it was Burns that just got done and ended up on his knee. Oh, Burns got absolutely sold, and that just opened the defence up. 16-0 to Storm.
What a player he's been for the Melbourne Storm, Kenny Bromwich out on that left-hand side. He can do it all. He's got great footwork. He can ball play. A tremendous defender. And we just saw there what strike it is when he gets the footy out the back of shape. There's Kafusi into the line on the right-hand side. And then just watch Munster. He swings back out to that left-hand side so quickly. Turns up here. Gets the ball to Pappenhausen. And they just stripped them for numbers. It was brilliant work.
Let's see if Pappenhausen can create the conversion here from the wing.
Decoy.
Yeah.
Bit of a role reversal, and Bromwich out the back. They scored one with Meany last week on the end of the chain against the Parramatta Eels in almost the exact same fashion. Well, when Bromwich saw the space in front of him, there was no need to use Meany this time around, and now it's a big scoreline, quite obviously. It's 16 points to 0.
Well, we joke about it, but he is like a piece of granite, and the speed in which he engages the line, you saw what it did to Braden Burns. He can't leave him. He has to.
Pappenhausen lines it up.
That Kenny Bromwich just adjusts his footwork and slides out the back.
No.
Just pushes it out.
No conversion for Pappenhausen.
3 tries now in this first half.
So it is 16-0. 3 tries, 2 conversions.
Low getting back to the 10,
Storm just looks so dangerous on the attack.
moving up.
They've not even relied, I said, they've not relied on possession. They've relied on, well, more or less the counter here.
Kenny Bromwich doesn't need
And
Meany to slide
the Dogs just can't defend, can they? They really just cannot defend.
wrap him up. If they find a weakness, they rarely waste a chance to make you pay. And I wouldn't say they're done with yet, because time and time again we've seen them just before.
I'm sorry. The commentator just says, I don't think we're done yet, as in for the Bulldogs might actually have a comeback. No chance. The Dogs are not coming back here.
Really put the foot on the throat.
They've been absolutely woeful.
Here we go. Oh, there we go. An error. They were looking to play.
They'll give the Dogs a chance here just before the
Shanice, I was able to watch the middle State of Origin game last year, which was thoroughly enjoyable. So depending on when they are and what days and what I'm doing, I will try and at least watch one of them. Problem is the State of Origin. They're so bloody one-sided at the moment. Dogs have got the ball. 15 metres out. Dogs 10 out. Oh.
Well, Munster made a decision there. He came flying out of the defence.
What is he given this decision for?
And they were in big trouble. But he just did enough. Here we go. Marshall King. Great work out of dummy half. There's Munster.
That was backwards.
Olam had to follow him in too. And they're saying that went forward to...
Knock on. I think it's the knock on they're going to go for.
Oh, yeah, look at this. Look.
Yeah, the knock on.
Scoreboard, Josh. One for your trouble there in the ribs. You knock it on, and then 16 points to nil up there on the big jump.
And the buzzer's going, or siren's going.
There is the siren at Amy Park, and at the break, it is all the Melbourne.
Well, it is half time, 16-0. I am going to quickly pop to the loo. Let me turn the sound down slightly so we don't get the adverts. Okay, I will be back in 1 minute. Plenty of chat. Any questions, please do ask. And I'll be back in a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay, I'm back. Yeah, as I said, it all depends, Shanice. It all depends, State of Origin, on what I'm up to. And I will look closer to the time because I'm sure loads of people will be telling me that the State of Origin games are on. So I will certainly look. Rune. Hi, Rune. Nice to have you here. I've not, Julie. So I've said this. So obviously my sport is football, soccer, where I'm a Southampton fan. And obviously since when I learnt about rugby union, I said, look, I've got no team. So if anyone wants to send me a shirt, then I will support that team. And that's actually what happened. I support London Irish in union. And actually, if you watch this week's vlog on our vlog channel, in the description down below, little plug, went to our first rugby match this week, or last week, to see London Irish play. Then when I learnt about AFL, very much the same. I didn't have a clue who any of the teams were, and I was kindly sent a Swans shirt, so I'm a Swans supporter. Very much the same in league. I don't really know the teams, and therefore I don't know who I would support. So if anyone wants to send me a shirt, feel free, and I will support that team. No one has to. I'm not asking or forcing anyone to. But that's just the way it's worked with the previous, with AFL and Union. I think, so, yeah. So the only link I can say, for example, between my football team, Southampton, and, for example, Sydney Swans is that are red and white. London Irish are not. Yeah, there's no link there. A medium? Possibly. However, we are planning on coming to Melbourne in September, or we are coming to Melbourne in September. There's no planning. I honestly, it doesn't matter where they are. It doesn't matter what the link is necessarily. As long as they don't lose every week, preferably. That would be a good start. As long as they don't lose every week, I would take that. Because some of the teams lose every week. Like Southampton. As you know, we drew yesterday. Go the Potters. Chris, you're a Stoke fan. The Potters are Stoke, aren't they? If you're a Stoke fan, that must be quite depressing. Yeah. Cold Tuesday night in Stoke. I can certainly say the votes. The voting, 94 votes in, 83% think Storm. The votes certainly reflect the scoreline. Chris, I've got a Bowls friend who's a Stoke fan, and he travels up there quite often. So my friend, he's a Stoke fan, and actually on his bowls, the emblem, he's got a Stoke emblem. Oh, LT Dopey, sorry to hear that you're a Spurs fan. That's depressing for you as well. They definitely won't be winning anything. I think actually there's been quite a few Dogs fans in here. And I think you are all realistic. None of you have thought that you're going to win. You've all been fairly realistic, and you've almost known the outcome. Half-time highlights. I'm not sure how many highlights there really are, to be honest. What I said, I think the Dogs have showed some potential. They have showed some potential in attack. But Storm have been so good defensively. They've not let anything past them. And Dogs are so weak in defence, it seems, that it's just easy for Storm to score. Well, Bundy Chick, it is lovely to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Just here for me. But you can watch the game as well. You can be a neutral. You can be a neutral and watch someone else's teams. Well, Kev, you say your grandparents moved from Manchester, but what would they be? Would they be blue or red? That's the question. You wouldn't want to get that wrong. Well, this is the thing, so Julie. So this is like with AFL. I absolutely love AFL, and yes, I support Swans, but I could watch any of the games. I think I could happily watch any of the AFL games. Look, I don't have a team in league, but I could watch any of the games because I enjoy the sport. And I think that's the important thing. You just enjoy the sport. I'm Bundy chick. Yeah, I honestly, Tom Gleeson is brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Because I think with Tom Gleeson, it's that sort of, it reminds me of that kind of dry sense of humour that us English have and what I have. You'll notice from a lot of my reactions, a lot of my videos, that I'm quite dry, I'm quite sarcastic, and it's all just to have fun. It's all just to have fun, to be honest, and I think that's why I quite like Tom Gleeson, because he's very much the same. Oh. That's fine, but I need to get details for you. If I can even find them. Yeah, I see. Well, you say Man City, Gus. Gus, you say Man City have an investment in Melbourne City FC and Storm. However, it's not Man City that has it. It's not Man City that has the link, is it? It's the owners, the Saudis. I think they're Saudis. And that seems to be the way that it's going, because Southampton's new owners want to basically buy more clubs and have a sort of a link. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that principle, but I'm yet to be sort of, I don't know, I'm yet to decide. Oh, did you, Gus? Oh, brilliant. Was it any good? That's fine. So I'm not sure. The problem is there's so much financial stuff going on in the Premier League with, with these big teams. You've obviously with Chelsea that started a lot of it. Man City, Newcastle have just been bought, and they'll have huge money. There's been so many things of questioning. I think you're right about Man City being questioned about it in Parliament. It's who's got the most money in football at the moment? It really is. And at the moment, it may now be Newcastle. If you want some interesting things, though, obviously in football, Chelsea have now got the problem of Roman Abramovich, their owner, needing to sell because of the sanctions the UK government have put on Abramovich. That's an interesting story. All right. Second half is about to get underway. Storm players are coming out.
They have got the nucleus of the team. They've certainly got everybody in the spine locked up, as we said, apart.
Cameron Munster. Yeah, it's a big one too, Cameron Munster. Wonderful plays, had a great first half, and just on Brian Pappenhausen.
All the players are out now. Let's get the kids off. Get the kids off the field. That's a long trip just for pre-season friendlies. All the way to Australia for some pre-season friendlies. Christ. Unless Melbourne are coming to England. So 16-0. I don't think they're going to break 50 like whoever someone said.
He must be wondering how long has this been going on. What a time he must be having.
Do you know, I did look at the AMI Stadium when I did a VR video. But actually, it does look really nice. It's not quite nice weather at the moment. But it does look like a really, really nice little stadium. It's not too big. But a nice, like a family sort of environment.
First man option, which is Alec McDonald. Shoulder band, did well to hang on to it.
Yeah, I think 30 to 40. I don't think 50.
Shuffling run.
Unless Bulldogs really collapse.
Three try scorers in the first 40. Plays it there for Grant. Hughes goes underneath for Felice Kafusi. Take it beyond the 40. See if they go one play early with a kick here. It'll be Brandon Smith midfield, in fact.
Shanice, was that before or after they won the treble?
Low to the ground, so hard to stop. Hughes with the kick. Now Josh Adokar, they kick to the Fox exclusively in that first half. They pick up from where they left.
So Dogs with the ball.
Xavier Coates, who I dare say has had the better of that confrontation, given what
They are well in their own half, though. Only at the 20 metres in their own half. Well out, well out. Well, Dogs get a full set of 6 back.
Xavier Coates hoping to burn him with his spoon, he wasn't able to do so. But Coates certainly on top in that battle, and it's McDonald that goes high there. Not a lot in that. Not a lot at all, to be honest. But
No.
a penalty nonetheless for the Bulldogs. And would you believe it, Warren? They're back inside Melbourne's half.
they've had plenty of chances. Inside the Melbourne 50 and indeed the 20.
The coaches of the Bulldogs, you wouldn't have seen it at home, but at halftime I was watching the
If you hear dog foot noises and their claws,
showing plenty of vision
Lena is getting food from the kitchen and taking it to the living room.
in the first half.
Bit by bit.
They've made for this second 40 as Waddell plays the comes here to Jackson.
So Dogs with the ball. They're just outside the 30-metre line.
Plays remaining in this set.
I just want to see a try.
Here to Pengo Jr. Another offload there.
10 metres out now. 2 tackles remaining. 1 tackle remaining.
Purple jumpers everywhere.
What are they going to do on their last? Just go for a kick, mate.
Kick towards the corner. Does it have enough head? Coates does well.
Either the kick isn't right, or Dogs are just not pressing, and pushing for that, for the drop kick.
How good this bloke is in the air. That was an easy one for Coates.
He's taking a carry this time and got robbed for his trouble. Max King was there, so was Pengo.
They've done well. They've done well.
Inside their own 10.
I was saying Bulldogs did well there to keep. He's lost his shorts.
Strides have come asunder there. He's lost the elastic. He's lost everything. Here
Oh man, I don't know which Storm player that was, but he needs a new set of shorts.
the tackle of Josh Jackson, who was slowly off the ground. Hughes.
That was a good kick. Dogs did very well there to keep Storm in their own quarter, but a good kick out there on their last tackle for the Storm. Dogs have the ball, but they are at their 30.
Messages from halftime. Bulldogs coach Trent Barrett just wants his side better disciplined side, considering the Bulldogs had 28 tackles inside the Storm's 20 and 61% of the possession, but came away with no points. But he said you can't keep giving him those kind of opportunities.
Okay, Dogs at the halfway. It seems like the Dogs just cannot keep the ball in their hands, and it was another knock on. They keep making mistakes. No, Chris, this is exactly what I've been saying right from the start. That's exactly what I've been saying from the start. That the Dogs have had a hell of a lot of possession. I think they've probably won the possession game, but they've not looked like scoring at all. So they can have as much possession as they like. You know, I think in that first half, Storm probably had about 4 or 5 attacks and scored with 3 of them. You know, that's all you need. So I think we can basically say all round, Dogs have been rubbish. I think, I do think it has been a really poor performance by the Dogs. They've been sliced open in defence. There's no creativity in attack, and therefore, how are you going to win? And Pappenhausen, yes, 20-0. Yeah, Sue, if you see me looking like this, that is me looking at the comments and trying to work out who's saying what. Because it can be hard to follow when lots of people are talking, which is great. 20-0 to Storm. Pappenhausen is on a roll. He's absolutely on a roll. Playing very, very well.
Running right through the middle of the field for Melbourne. And Pappenhausen and Grant really starting to develop a phenomenal combination through the middle.
Speed of Harry Grant.
Well, no, to be fair, I'm not looking at Discord. I'm not looking at Discord. I've got 2 monitors, so this is me watching the game. If you see me watching the game, this is me watching the comments on the YouTube. So you guys comment in. Yeah, now you know. Now you know the inside outs.
Marshall King was still trying to get back on side. That was just how quick the play the ball speed is from Brandon Smith. He just fights.
Pappenhausen's got to take this conversion. This has got to be 22-0. The Dogs would be lucky to get a single point here. If I was the Dogs, I would just take a drop kick just to get on the scoreboard. The hell is he doing with his arm? Bang. In you go. 22-0 to Melbourne Storm with 33 minutes left to play. I don't think so, Rich. I honestly don't think. I do not think Canterbury are going to score. I really don't think so. Oh, Roon. Yeah. I would never go back to having 1 monitor. I can tell you that for nothing.
And Grant's such a strong ball runner close to the line that Duffy had to commit. He just had to stay on Grant, which opened the space for Pappenhausen to get on the inside of Burton. It was brilliant play from 2 of Melbourne's finest stars.
Pappenhausen is playing so well. Very good kick by... Very, very good kick there. Right on. Ended up right on the Storm try line. Storm are 20 metres out though. 4 tackles remaining. I honestly, Bundy Chick, I really can't see Dogs scoring anything here. They've been so bad. It's almost like Storm are saying, well, we'll let you have possession. Because I think my earlier assessment was that, well, the commentator said that all this possession will tire out Storm. As in all the Dogs' possession would tire out Storm. I don't think so. I think all it has done is tired out the Dogs. Having that possession has worn them out because they've actually had to try and create space and run with the ball. So I think that possession has just played into the hands of Storm.
In saying that, I really love what the two back rowers have done for such a long time. Fusi and Kenny Bromwich, along with Jesse, who's been one of the best forwards of the longer than the last
Dogs with the ball.
big departures at the end of the season.
Along with Brandon Smith, who's going to the Roosters, again, what we just saw a moment ago.
Freddie. Hi, Freddie.
While he doesn't come up with the stats sheet as far as a try assist, but his carry.
Freddie, sadly, this is the only time I've got to watch today. I've got to go referee a under-18s football match, and then I've got a football coaching party to do. It's mental. This week is crazy. However, starting, I think, we've got one more week, and then it is the Easter holidays. So in 2 weeks' time, 2-3 weeks' time, there should be more sports, should be more watch-longs.
Again in the pre-season after making the switch from the Broncos. Justin Olam, speaking of Bolt,
Put a target on Wakeham there, didn't he? Just accelerated into the line. Melbourne really starting to make some inroads through the middle now. Ground out of dummy half.
Hero is out there.
Storm with the ball again.
We play the ball from him. Here they right edge. Screaming.
I tell you what,
The tackle though is Grant. We'll find Pappenhausen.
if you want to check out a close scoreline, I know you guys are all rugby league, but if you look at the AFL score going on at the moment, it looks like quite a good game. St Kilda, I was actually going to watch this. I was contemplating St Kilda versus Tigers, 73 to St Kilda, 78 to Richmond. That is a cracking game over there, by the looks of it.
Gives away some height in that contest. I'll give away a penalty as well.
He shoved him in the face.
If I remember, I think I possibly watched that last year, Shanice. If I remember right. I can't remember.
He just couldn't help but just shove his big mitt right into the face of Naden. And a penalty now, the Dogs. Well, they're inside Melbourne's half now, and we really need to see some attack from the Bulldogs. We've seen them reshuffle their halves over the opening month of the competition.
Dogs have the ball then. 5 tackles remaining, just inside the Storm half. They're at the Storm's 30. 3 tackles remaining. Come on. I don't think Dogs are going to score, but I would love to see them at least get one.
Goes from King, Vitolo, Wakeham had Jackson there with him. The pass had to go out the back. There were numbers there on Jackson. Dufty was on the sweep out the back. Wakeham now. It goes to Burt, puts it on the floor.
Ugh.
Is there. Nobody in front of him. He can run. And Pappenhausen, he can go. Here
He's being chased. He's being chased. Duff. Pappenhausen, have it. Have it. Full length run. A full length run of the pitch. Wow, wow, wow. 26-0 to Melbourne Storm.
Cruising on the outside. The flowing mullet of Rob Pappenhausen. What an afternoon it's been for the Melbourne fullback. Brilliant work from
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You say that, Bundy Chick, it might as well be 1,000,000 to 1. It might as well be 1,000,000 to 1 for the Dogs to win because they are not winning this. Whatever, any money you put on this game, be it £1, 1 cent, 1 Aussie dollar, you would lose your money. Storm have been dominant. Dogs have been absolutely woeful. Absolutely woeful.
afternoon here in Amy Park.
He just looms up on the outside like the mullet is a flying carpet. And he rides it all the way to his third try of the afternoon. Pappenhausen scored the opener back in the 11th minute.
Michael, what's your problem? You okay?
In
You okay? Do you need to have a little lie down or something?
And then the speed comes before backing up Jerome Hughes, who, well, he might have gotten there, but he realised he had a Lamborghini, a Maserati, and a Ferrari all rolled into one.
Duffy was the closest to try and catch him, but
Duffy competed hard. He punched Hughes all the way to the death.
even then he wasn't going to make it, was he?
Going back to Pappenhouse, and look, last year he was arguably the best player in the competition before Tommy started his run and before he got hurt.
I think Pappy's going to get another one here, another conversion.
He started to find
Is he going to make it 28-0?
that was really dented his season. There was talk early on that he was going to go.
Oh, actually, I wonder what I got for my tipping. Let's have a look. Let me check my Super Brew.
He has hit the ground running to start 2022, and this afternoon he's been lengths ahead of anyone on the field here at 80.
Let's check.
Hasn't missed a step. Trying to bend this one back.
Oh, he didn't make the conversion. Still 26-0.
Third hat-trick in the NRL.
What did I put?
Storm fullback. Had 4 last year in one game. A hat-trick on another occasion as well. And then Hughes, it must have been quite as hot as they ran past you, Jake Duke. Yeah, isn't it great to see the Melbourne Storm boys in full flight?
Mate, John, Pappy has absolutely destroyed them. I wouldn't say destroyed them single-handedly necessarily, but it's nice. It's nice that they want that Pappy to score. I don't think they needed to pass the ball to Pappy there, but he did. Where am I looking? NRL tipping. Oh, it's not been a good week for my tipping. I only vote. The stupid thing is that I only did Storm to win by 12. I'm definitely going to get the point, but it's not going to be a close one, is it?
What about Munster? He actually, it was a strip off his own teammate from McDonald, who was getting driven back with all the Bulldogs players driving him, just reached in and stole it off him and accelerated another 15 metres upfield and gets his side a penalty. Great place. He's just
26 minutes left on the clock now. Storm with the ball.
Might be his turn because it's been the Pappenhausen show.
I think that's a good shout, Aaron.
Hughes has had his moments.
I think that's a good shout, Aaron. I do. I think Penrith versus Storm. Storm are dominant, and they've got some really good players here. Some really good quality. I don't think the league table before this game, before this game, kind of shows them off as good as they are. But yeah, Storm are looking pretty decent. They're looking pretty decent indeed.
on the inside shoulder of the opposition player.
Oh,
Falls off his pass.
Addy's thinking it as well. Addy's thinking Storm Penrith for the grand final.
There's no doubt about that.
Who else, realistically, if we're looking at the table, Penrith are just dominant, aren't they? Penrith are dominant. Who else do you think would... you guys have got the knowledge of the league. Who else do you think could potentially compete with Storm and Penrith? You've obviously got Cronulla Sharks. You've got the Cowboys and the Sydney Roosters up there. What do you think? Who else can compete with Penrith? Other than potentially Storm. All I would say is it's probably too soon to even contemplate who's going to reach the grand final, because with the playoff system, or the final system as you'd call it, it's one loss and you're out.
He did well to adjust himself, Olam. He was about to wedge in, and then he realised that all that video through the week of
Is that fun playing with that stick, Astro?
loving that long
Astro must have brought a stick in from outside and he's just swiping it.
pull off the
That's true. That's true. They get a second chance. Okay, I'll rephrase my statement. It only takes 2 losses to not reach the grand final. Ah, hasta la vista. So you're pretty confident then the Eels won't win if they're like Spurs in Premier League.
Bulldogs are very much a work in progress. Storm have been a finished product for a long, long time.
Oh. So Dogs with the ball. They're 5 minutes out. Maybe they will get a try. 3 remaining. And they are a metre out. But even now, they don't look like they're going to score. 2 tackles remaining. Hang on. Yeah. See, they didn't look like they were going to score at all. They've got 1 more tackle. They're not going to do anything with it, though, look. Nope. Given away. No ideas. No ideas. And Pappy plays on. So, we're coming for 3 weeks. We're coming for 3 weeks. We land, I think, on the 11th of September. And leave on, I think, the 3rd or 4th of October. With the kind of the time zones, I can't remember which the days are. It's 10th or 11th of September, 3rd or 4th of October. He looks very depressed. The bloke they just showed, I don't know if it was the head coach for the Dogs. God, he looks depressed. Looks really depressed. Trent Barrett. That's who I'm assume they were showing. When we come down under, Lena the dog, she'll be going to my mum's, I expect. And the cats will stay at home and will get fed, hopefully by our neighbour. We haven't confirmed yet. Dogs with the ball. 3 tackles remaining. Oh, no. Jesus Christ. 2 in a row. They've lit 2 in a row. Another 90 metre run. Oh, Jesus. 30-0. Still 20 minutes remaining. Actually, I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at it now and I'm thinking maybe Storm will get 50. Maybe Storm will get 50. This is an absolute disaster for the Dogs. It is. It really is looking more likely now. 20 minutes left. Just so poor. So poor from the Dogs. Misplaced passes and I think we're going 50. I think we're going 50. I would be so depressed if I was a Dogs fan. I would literally be crying. They absolutely stood no chance of catching Coates as well there. He's on 4 tries in 3 games. It's easy when you're given the ball though, isn't it? Absolute madness. I tell you what I could do. I will keep this game on. Okay? I will keep this game on, but I'm going to multi-screen. So if anyone wants to watch 2 games at once, then we are going to do it. Okay. So I'm multi-screening now. So if anyone's on Discord, am I Australian? Elise, am I Australian? Do I sound Australian? Elise, I'm gonna leave you to answer that your own question. Do I sound Australian? If you're on the Discord and you want to watch the St Kilda Richmond Tigers game, I've got 2 screens on, so you're welcome to watch both. The sound is still on the Melbourne Storm versus Canterbury Bulldogs game. I'm now watching lots of sports all at once. No, Elise, I am English. Oh, here we go again. Oh, man. The Dogs. What are they doing? Storm 36-0. Oh my word, 36-0. It's painful. It's absolutely painful. I would now be disappointed if Storm don't get 50. If Storm don't get 50, then they should be ashamed of themselves. Because as you just said, the Dogs have just given up. The Dogs have collapsed. On a plus side, St Kilda 80 points, Richmond Tigers 78. So Jesus. I honestly don't think I've seen a rugby team play so bad. I really don't think I've seen a rugby game where one team has just done nothing. Literally nothing. I don't think I've seen that before. Where am I based? Hi, Ed. So, Ed, I have mentioned this already, but I don't support any NRL team. As I'm from England, I'm new to the sport as of last year. So if anyone wants to send me a shirt, then I will support that team like I've done with others. But I'm based just above Southampton in England. Just above Southampton. I do speak the Queen's English. So that makes me feel bad when you said that I sound better than you. I just because I don't end every sentence with a question, it doesn't mean I speak better than you. God, you made me feel bad now. Ed, I don't even support a Super League team. I've watched quite a lot of Super League, but there isn't a team that I support. I think St Helens, but that's only because they're Saints, and I'm a football person, and obviously I support Southampton, and therefore the Saints link maybe. Yeah, Rich. Oh man. The Super League is looking a little bit funny at the moment, actually, in the sense of there's a few teams that should be doing better, like Leeds. I think Castleford should be doing better as well. I like Castleford, but Leeds are having an absolute shocker, aren't they? Leeds in the Super League. Sue, I will take it as a compliment. I will take it as a compliment, and I will run with it. Ed, it's a tricky one. It's a tricky one because I enjoy both, but for different reasons. I like the speed of League. That is definite. I like the speed of League. With Union, I think with Union, not that it's a more hard-hitting game, but it's certainly physical. And there seems to be a lot more tactical side of Union. But yeah, no, I enjoy both, but for different reasons. That's probably the best way of saying it. Troy, you say dogs are getting close now. They're not, are they? They're not, because Storm have an answer for everything. Oh yeah, Ed, I'd really like to go. I'd like in the summer, in the UK summer, which is coming up. It's spring at the moment. Go into a rugby sevens tournament somewhere. I think they do them at Twickenham. That would be brilliant. A day of drinking, loads of tries. That'd be really, really good fun. So that is something else I plan on doing.
They're not getting any better from the Dogs. They had an opportunity down there. Melbourne tempted them with just 3 defenders from a wide field position. They went down there with Dusty, but the retreating defence and the inside work from the Melbourne defenders coming across to help out was superb. And Dusty ended up getting tackled.
Yeah, as I said, 12 points, 2 tries conversions in 14 minutes for the Storm. You'd be very surprised if they don't get it. Very surprised if they don't make the 50.
Tempted them with just 3 defenders from a wide field position. They went down there with Dusty, but the retreating defence and the inside work from the Melbourne defenders coming across to help out was superb. And Dusty ended up getting tackled, but that's really the only time the Dogs looked dangerous.
Ed, so if we're looking at sports, although I'm a football referee and coach, I don't do many football videos on the channel, but we look at AFL, rugby union, rugby league, a few random sports, also hurling when the final season starts. We look at hurling and Gaelic football as well. But those are the main ones. None of them, not the Yankee sports. 13 minutes and 20 left for the Storm and Bulldogs. I assuming you guys are a little bit ahead of me. Ah. Honestly, this man, Ryan Pappenhausen, wow, he is sensational. He is absolutely sensational. Yeah, please don't now send me a Bulldog shirt, please. That is now one team. After watching this absolutely humiliating performance by Bulldogs, no one send me a Bulldog shirt, please. I beg you. I beg you. Absolutely insane.
For Pappenhausen, 4 tries now for the Melbourne fullback. And he is just tearing the Dogs to shreds.
4 tries now in this game for Pappenhausen. He has been absolutely sensational. Really has been sensational. Honestly, yeah, who did say, if I could scroll all the way up to the top of the chat, who did say that Storm were going to win 50 plus? Because I tell you what, spot on, absolutely spot on whoever said 50 plus. Was it you, John? Was it John that said it? It was, I'm assuming by that winky face. Mate, you're a genius. You are an absolute genius. 44. 44-0. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. It's going to be a whitewash, isn't it? It's going to be an absolute whitewash. Just, the Dogs have not shown anything. Literally, they've shown nothing. my Storm, Storm. The rugby game is having a little bit of a fit.
In fact, it was Naden at fullback, no match for Pappenhausen. 4 tries now for the Melbourne fullback.
Yeah, my stream's having a little bit of a fit on my end, so it's zipping between different times.
Him out of the action for the afternoon. He's been brilliant in Melbourne half.
Now Burke, Jimmy go, they go again. It's Smith, shows it to Coates, slips over. Pappenhausen was right there in his hip pocket, screaming, give it to me again.
He's everywhere. Yeah, oh, Remus.
You say new teams, but come on, they're all professional players. They're all professional players, and they are playing so badly. You know, they've not shown any sort of attack, no intent at all. It's not good enough, I don't think, for Bulldogs. Well, it's certainly not good enough because they're getting absolutely destroyed, 44-0. But I don't think you can use the excuse. I don't think you should use the excuse that they're a new team.
In fact, it was Naden at fullback, no match for Pappenhausen. 4 tries now for the Melbourne fullback. And he is just...
No doubt about Housen's field goal.
See 3 Dogs defenders tied up at the ruck.
Housen's field goal against the Rabbitohs. And lost the golden point time to Ray Stone and the Eels.
Is Pappy going to get
Defenders tied up at the ruck.
his 5th?
Hangai's slow to get out, get himself into second marker, so Grant knows that he's going to have time to get into that dead space behind the ruck, which makes the ruck defenders have to hold and check. They isolated King.
Rich, if you're in here, I'm just switching this stream. Give me 2 seconds.
Dragons and the Eels, they're next right here on
Right, back on.
Remus Smith, that ankle or calf is okay. Harry Grant will put a kick in. Pappenhausen leaving in the frame. Goes up above everybody.
So this is the question, isn't it?
Good catch there.
Will he get 5?
Impressive as Melbourne have been with the footy this afternoon. I still get the feeling in the early foundations defensively are what it's
7 minutes 30 I've got left on the clock. I think I'm about a minute behind now, annoyingly.
particularly in the first half down on their try line. To keep them to nil will be what pleases Craig the most, I would imagine.
Chris, I agree, mate. I agree. As I said, I stress, Dogs had so much possession in that first half, but they just don't know what to do with it. Even on their last tackle, they made a dreadful kicks and no one pressed the ball. But even now, look, they're all just standing still. There's no ideas at all.
Round 6 clash against the Sharks. That will be won't be easy.
I will say I don't think I've seen a team play this bad. Like, this is... I think even in football I've not seen this.
There'll be no Cameron Smith on deck. The way they're going, will be the beauty. We'll see it live here, of course, on your home of rugby league, Fox League.
Oh, mate. Addy, they might as well have given up at half time, to be honest.
It's 10 short of the halfway line. Dummy half. 4 tries today.
6 minutes left.
Made him the focus, the build-up. Our coverage today. He hasn't let us down. He's never in doubt. Now
I think Trent Barrett would certainly should be given the hairdryer treatment to the Bulldogs team today because they've shown nothing.
So the penalty's outside before Kafusi had been tackled. And they knew exactly what was coming. They put the kick in through Munster. Duffy gets back there to clean up and he runs into Olam and they'll drill him back towards his own goal line. Harry Grant is 2
But do you blame them? Do you blame them, Bundy Chick? Do you blame them? You know, can you blame the fans for leaving so early in a game? You know, it happens all the time in football. But you can't blame them. This is embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing for them.
I think he's in for some big accolades at the back end of the year.
You would think he is, barring injury, on a plane to the UK or the World Cup. Here is Pangai Jr. Back to Leon Diodo.
I don't even think any Super League teams would want any of these players from Bulldogs. Everyone says old Super League is NRL's retirement ground, but I think the Aussies can keep the Bulldogs players at this rate.
His left-hand side, getting back there. Munster is there should he want him. He likes to use him and then comes down the back again, trying to create something. They had numbers there with Meany and also Olam on the outside.
There are still some blue shirts in the crowd.
Pappenhausen and Munster. Munster knew something was on. Back into the game. They lead 44 points to nil. There he was, pushing back to get himself back behind the ball. It's like a little trick shot on down the left edge.
Yeah, they're always scooting. The spine of the Melbourne Storm just never rests. And one
Just over 4 minutes remaining. Are they going to make 50? This is the challenge now, isn't it? 4 minutes to get another try and conversion. What are they going to do with the last? Storm with the ball. 1 tackle remaining. Oh. It's just kicked it out to touch.
he's blowing the cheese. That's why he thought, you know what, I don't care what you other blokes want. I've had enough for a second. And so he drives it into touch.
Chris, honestly, that is the way. If your team is winning, or actually even if they're losing, you leave 5 minutes early to beat the traffic, because outside a stadium, traffic can be an absolute nightmare. And, yeah.
It's the Melbourne Storm last week. The Dragons, they'll be looking to bounce back after an ordinary performance against the Sharks and a number of big changes. Anthony
Just over 3 minutes remaining. Can they get one more try?
Wants to see a reaction. We'll see if he gets one against the Parramatta Eels. Here is Thompson.
gone underneath. Great tackle.
Move. I would start some commentary, but it's very stale now. Very stale.
To the line, brings Gibson onto the ball with him. They'll play it here. Last tackle. It's Wakeham. Goes to Burton.
Oh my god, this bloody stream. I don't think they're going to make it, are they? I don't think they're going to make it. I do not think Melbourne are going to get their 50. With 2 minutes remaining.
Towards halfway.
Well, you know it's last tackle. It's Wakeham. Goes to Burton. On the edge, Amarillo pushing through, trying to get to the contest here. Coates, though, has had a very impressive afternoon.
He has done very well.
More of a proportion last week.
Coates has done very, very well today. I think it's easy to put the limelight on Pappenhausen because he scored those tries, but I think Coates has done very well today. He's been solid defensively and clearly in the attack. I think he's been a sort of an all-round great player today.
Coming up in tackle 2. On-field decision, there is a strip. Once a Vita, there's more than 2 in the tackle.
Why are they bothering to make a captain's challenge? What is the point? 1 minute remaining. Pappenhausen. It's not too difficult to say, to be fair.
Last minute, just Ricky Pappenhausen was also back there, and he's got a bit of speed as well. One-on-one here from Munster.
Nelson was on the legs. Nelson
moment. Speaking of frivolous captains,
Now we're just using these captain's challenges now just for the sake of it. The game is basically done. 38 seconds left. And we got a captain's challenge. But it is simply just to use it, isn't it, I think?
See when there's two in the tackle, the captain Munster strips the ball.
whisper in his ear, he drops off. No contact there, and Munster.
This is Craig the most, I would imagine. And the confidence that some of his individuals, particularly his key players, Grant Pappenhausen, Jerome Hughes, Xavier Coates.
Honestly, my stream in this second half has gone really weird.
There you go.
It is a one-on-one strip.
Munster wins.
Challenge is
And Wayne loves this. The Melbourne 5-8.
It's going to be a mutual infringement.
Games next week will be at Wagga Wagga. Saturday afternoon, they'll take on the Raiders. Bit sick and sorry after their efforts this weekend. And then beyond that, round 6 clash against the Sharks.
Well, as this game is basically over, isn't it?
Now going well.
I see 30 seconds left. I see that St Kilda have pushed away. So, as this game is done, I'm going to switch over for the last little bit to the AFL. If anyone wants to stick around. If anyone wants to stick around, there is 4 minutes and 50 left on the AFL. So, I'm going to watch that now. Storm absolutely destroyed Bulldogs. But I think... yeah, I think the AFL, the result is now done more or less, isn't it? Thanks for the company, guys. Thank you so much. I think, honestly, I will say this again. Canterbury Bulldogs, that is the worst rugby performance I have ever seen. Yeah, in what, the year and a bit now, it's the worst performance I've seen. They were atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. Cheers, Rich. The stream went a bit funny at the end, so I do apologise for that. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone that's joined me so far. There's obviously one more game to come, isn't there, in NRL? That hopefully will be a close game for everyone to watch. I should. I need Rich to tell me. Rich is the one that tells me which ones are going to be the close games. So I really need him to tell me, I think.
The Tigers next week have got the Western Bulldogs. I think it is at the MCG.
Oh, did they? Did they just lose? I know they were in the final. I know they were playing in the final against Australia. So fair play to England ladies to get into the final of the Cricket World Cup. Be saying they lost to the Aussies. That's painful. Ouch. Yeah, Chris, the Saints, it was a really close game. Yeah, I think you're right. It was about 78-75. And then Saints just pulled away. And that quite often happens in AFL, where they just pull away. Next week's games. Go on, tell me which ones are good ones for next week, potentially. I'm waiting for that. What you think will be a good game next week, John? And we'll see if I can actually watch it. That's the tricky thing. The Rabbits versus Dragons. I'll make a note and I'll work out.
The Tigers next week have got the Western Bulldogs. I think it is at the MCG.
Alright, I've made a note, John, that next week we'll see. Oh, thanks, Genwill. Thanks, that's really, really kind of you. Thank you so much. The thing with the Storm game was when you're playing against a team that is rubbish, there's two ways it goes when you're playing against a poor team. There's two ways it goes. You either play at that level of the weaker team, or you absolutely destroy them. And there never seems to be a middle ground. And I think Storm, they did what they had to do. They really did do what they had to do. And they destroyed the Dogs. Anyway, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining me. Honestly, it means so much that you guys have come to watch with me. Sadly, the result obviously wasn't great. But Pappenhausen, we saw some great tries from Pappenhausen. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will catch you next time. Hang on, I need to close the stream.